Hey there, gamers. Welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. You see those little red sneakers there? Well, we put them on your feet, get them all nice, tied, right and tight, because you're going to be running fast. You see that blue hair gel over there? Might as well put that in there, too. Put that in your hair, make it all nice and spiky, because we're about to go really, really, really fast right now.
I'm player 1, Toby.
And I am player 2, Goobs.
And we do a retro video game review show. And we review some of the very best classics and some of the really, really bad, horrible, bad games.
Yeah, it's like a sandwich when you have peanut butter and, like, sardines.
Yeah. So
you put that together, and that's our podcast. It's the best and the worst.
Yep. Sometimes you'll get a good video game. Sometimes you'll get a terrible one. So
sometimes you'll get the mediocre, and sometimes you get the decent at best.
Well, and sometimes with the more popular games that we cover, like the one that we're going to be covering today, we're going to try to provide more than just a review, because many, many people have played some of these games, and we hope to bring some insight and some fun facts and maybe stuff you didn't notice or didn't know.
Or maybe your eyes are just clouded by nostalgia, and the game that you played wasn't as great as you thought it was.
Oh, man. And I hate to jump the gun on this one, but ooh, my nostalgia was a lot different for this game, because I hadn't played this one I take that back. I was about to say I haven't played it in a while. I played it when we first got the PlayStation 4 Sega Genesis collection, and I feel like I had a really good time, but this playthrough, playing it again, I didn't have as good of a time, and maybe it was just because of the excitement of getting that Classics collection with all those great games on there. I don't know.
Well, fuck yeah. Speaking of classics, you can go check out a classic podcasting buddy system that we got going on right now. You can check out the Some Buddies Network. Cheap plugs. Go check out all the shows on that network at Some Buddies on Twitter.
That's right. So, today we're going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis.
SEGA! Yeah, he's fast. Or is he?
I don't know. We'll get more into that discussion in just a minute. Let's go over some of the details.
Give me those deets.
So this game came out June 23rd, 1991. It was developed by Sonic Team, and it was published by Sega. It came out on the Sega Genesis and the Mega Drive originally, and then later was ported to the Game Boy Advance, way later. It was also ported to the PC, the Nintendo 3DS. It had a Sega Game Gear and Master System version that was also created that was 8-bit. It's a part of the Sonic Mega Collection that was released on PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox. And like I said a minute ago, it's also a part of the Sega Genesis Classics, released on the PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch.
Pretty much no matter what system you have, you can play Sonic on it.
Yeah, it's one of those...
If you like it, you can put a little Sonic on it.
It's on
sorry.
It's on so many different, like, Genesis-type collections. You know, there's one for the PSP. It's a very easily available game.
I'm pretty sure you just get it on your phone at this point.
I think you're right. I think I did see that there was an iOS release of Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
Yeah, they released a whole bunch of original Sonic games, or not Sonic, Sega games. You get like Ultra Beast on your phone, Streets of Rage, Sonic, Columns, a couple others.
Yeah, those are basically like the main classics.
Hell, you can buy a thing at Walmart that plays it.
Oh, yeah, the little handheld thing.
You can get the handheld one, and you can also get the one that's a system, but you can actually plug in a Sega game into it, which is pretty awesome. Because Sega does what Nintendo don't. It's free. What Nintendo?
I've heard, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I heard that the sound quality is not very good on those preloaded Sega systems, because they're not like...
I heard that as well, and the wireless controllers that some of them come with are garbage.
Yeah, I haven't played one yet. One day when Sega decides to release a good classic type system, maybe I'll get that. But it's probably going to be exactly like what's on the PlayStation 4 disc. But anyways, So this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer, and it's got a little bit of story. You want me to tell you about it?
I'd love to hear about those furry animals you gotta save.
An island called South Island is home to Sonic and many other animals living in peace. One day, an evil round man named Dr. Ivo Robotnik invades the island,
AKA Eggman.
yeah, there you go, to try and steal the island's Chaos Emeralds. He believes they have the power that he can harness to take over the world. To help him achieve his goal, Robotnik traps the animals of the island and puts them in robotic suits to help him fight anyone who tries to stop him.
Okay, let's stop here for a quick second.
Okay.
What a sick fuck is Dr. Robotnik / Eggman? Because he's known as Eggman everywhere else. We know him as Dr. Robotnik.
Right.
But, like, come on. You taking cute little fucking bunnies, squirrels, and, like, chipmunks and other little cute animals and stuffing them inside a fucking evil, maniacal, mechanical machine and getting to do your bidding? Like, dude, that's one of the most fucked up villains that we ever faced in a video game. Like, who does that? That's like me grabbing my guinea pigs and like, here, I made some fucking really, really evil monsters, like Saw style. Let's just release them on the fucking neighborhood right now. Like, I was thinking about that because I never really thought about that before. But when I was playing through this time, I was thinking hard, like, this guy's a sick fuck. Like, they talk about serial killers, like, they start off at a young age, like, torturing animals and everything, but this guy's still doing it at fucking, what has he got to be, 40 or 50?
Yeah.
He's balding, like, he's got a big dad bod, so, like, he's got to be older.
Right.
But, yeah, I just don't comprehend the amount of hatred he has towards, like, cute little woodland creatures in order to stuff them inside these contraptions that he makes.
It is bizarre. It really doesn't make sense of, like, the rest of the world in the Sonic universe. You know, like, where does he come from? Is there other humans? What's going on? Why does he need these Chaos Emeralds?
Well, there is a love interest later on in the Sonic series.
Yeah, but
with a human, which is weird.
That's way later. That's like 20 years later almost. But back to this story. So Sonic basically is trying to stop Robotnik, and he's a blue hedgehog with some red shoes, and he's got attitude and speed to try to bring down Robotnik and free all his friends and collect the Chaos Emeralds. And
grab those brass rings.
That's right. And at the end of the game, if you don't collect the emeralds, you don't get the true ending. So you have to collect all 6 of the Chaos Emeralds. Otherwise, he juggles them in front of you, the ones that you didn't get. Like a dick.
Yeah, he's a bastard like that.
So, this game should take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours to play and beat. Speedrun.com has Mike89 beating the game with all emeralds, glitchless, at 24 minutes and 20 seconds on the Sega Genesis.
Good on you, Mike.
Yeah, that's
good on you. That's fast.
That is pretty quick.
That's Sonic fast.
That's right.
That's 16-bit processor fast. Blast processor.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the gameplay and really dive into this. Where do you want to start?
This game's all about being fast, right? Let's just start there.
Yeah. Okay, so Sonic
First level, Green Hill Zone.
Yep.
Fast. You go pretty fast through it. Throughout the rest of the game, there's a lot of, like, time skilled, like, I don't know if it was just me, and I lost my Sonic skills, because that could be the case. I haven't played this game probably in, like, 5 years at least, but I had to really stop and, like, think about what I was doing next, because sometimes it was just, well, can I make this jump? Can I not make this jump? And the game seems to really slow you down in the later levels of the game.
Yes. Your character moves so quick, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stop and go kind of bullshit. Like, especially when you're riding the little block on the lava and stuff, like, that's a lot of stop and go stuff. With the spikes you're dropping, you've got to stop. You can't run. you're in the water, it feels like you're bogged down.
Oh, you're waiting for the next bubble to come up because that noise is coming in. Dun, 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 dun. And you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die right now. Ah!
Right. So, yeah, like we're saying, Sonic runs out of air, so you have to wait on these little bubbles for them to come up to give you a goop goop, and then you can keep going. So basically, Sonic has two main buttons. Well, I'd say two, but it's one button in the D-pad.
It's jump and move forward.
Jump and move forward. And as you're running, you can press down, and it'll turn you into a ball. You can destroy enemies like that, and sometimes go out of control to where you can't stop and then you die on falling off of a platform or something or hitting spikes, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and getting those golden rings, I know I called them brass before because I'm making a wrestling joke, but those golden rings are really like, those are your health pretty much. If you have a whole bunch, and it's good to have a whole bunch because if you hit something hard, you can only grab a few of them. Well, that's your life because you can get hit again and grab whatever. Yeah. There's so many times in this game where I had one ring. I got hit. I'm just like, no! Just like diving for it. And just like, I fucking need that right now.
As long as you have one ring, you will be able to take one hit.
You will rule them all.
Yeah, so yeah, you need the one ring. You can also jump on enemies in this game. Most enemies. If they have spikes,
some of them.
You cannot jump on them.
Well, you can jump on the front of the head, like little caterpillars.
So that's one of the things I'm going to have to give a negative mark on right off the bat is the hit detection boxes for the enemies are
terrible,
wonky as hell. I especially like those kind of creatures that have the spikes on the back. If you are a pixel off, you hit their spike and lose all your rings or die.
But I've had some times where I land on the middle of their back and it still kills them.
Yeah, me too. It's not consistent with from each area to each. It's weird. But yeah, I had a lot of hit detection problems or just there's a lot of really crappy things like if you jump on a spring, you don't necessarily go into a ball, and then if you hit one of the enemies, it doesn't act like you jumped on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or if you're falling down, like, in the water level, you're falling down, you're cascading down through the wonderful blue water there, and you can't go into a ball, and then, like, all of a sudden there's tons of fish down there, piranha robots with squirrels inside of them. You're fucked. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right. And this is one of those things where we know what the later games are like, so it kind of makes it really hard to play this one because this one's missing some of the features that the later games have, like when you...
Yeah, the other games are all about speed. You go fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's built for that. Even like the new one that just came out is built for speed. You can run through it and have a lot of fun doing it. This one really, really slows you down.
Well, this one's missing a key element. Holding down and pressing the button to spin.
To speed up.
Yeah, so you can spin and... shoot.
I tried that and I'm like, is my controller broken? Like,
yeah, it does not have it in the first one. Like, this is definitely a series where it just got better and better as, you know.
Well, I guess we can say that about Mega Man as well, because everyone knows we love Mega Man here. Like, Mega Man 1 is pure basics, bare bone.
Yeah. And
then it builds on top of that. So this is a great structure to build a great franchise off of.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they knew exactly what they wanted, and this was basically the test run, which obviously did very, very well and was new. And
they had to go against the plumber, man. They needed something. Yes,
this was... We'll get to more of it in fun facts, but this was Sega's answer to Mario. If you don't know, I mean, if you've been under a rock and you like video games and you don't know that, I'm shocked. You know, because this is Mario's direct competition for years and years.
But then they teamed up and had Olympic Games.
Yes, they did. Some other things that I wanted to bring up on this game, some negative, because I want to talk about negative and get it all out of the way first.
Let's just vent.
It feels like sometimes you can't get enough speed to go up the hills or the little curves and like quarter pipe things. Did you have that issue a lot?
Especially in the later part of the game. I think it was Brain Scrap. Is that what the level's called?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's called something like that. But yeah, there's some like really close, like you gotta try to get up this, and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do right now? But you can eventually get it, and you learn you just need to get speed going into it. Maybe we're just slow players.
Well, there's a lot of stuff like you're just barely out of reach to jump up on it or something, and so I don't know. There's just some like really, I feel like they didn't have the hills and everything at the right. Like they needed to cut it down just a teeny tiny bit so your character could actually make it up, and because sometimes there's not enough runway for you to gain speed to get up stuff easily, you know. Like,
oh yeah, I totally agree.
Sometimes it's a pain in the ass trying to get up onto a platform or jump high enough, or it's just a little bit too high. Sometimes, like in the Marble Zone, which is the second level with all the grass and the fire and the lava and stuff, the ground is not even. So if you're on one of those little bitty slight hills and you jump all weird and like short jump because he's not standing straight up. I don't know why, but I would have that issue all the time and realize, damn it, that little hill got me. And it's such a little bitty hill.
I found that too.
Okay,
it's not just you, my friend.
Okay, because I found that ridiculous, that such a small little hill, and I don't remember that happening in any of the other Sonic games. But I'll be straight up right now. This wasn't one of my go-to Sonic games at all. This is my least favorite.
I was always 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3 is the ones that I always played.
But I'll give this game, I know we're dropping down on it pretty hard there, listeners, but I'll give it a little bit of praise. I like how there's multiple different levels that you can go on.
Yes.
There's different paths you can take within that level to get to where you want to go in the end. Just smash that little spinner with a Robotnik's face on it. To jump around and get the Chaos Emerald, or the ring that gets you the bonus level, that gets you the Chaos Emerald, or the little points that are like 100, 300, 300. Oh yeah, extra points.
You know, I'll say some good stuff about it. The character designs look great for being the first game in the series. The enemies, they're all cool looking, I think. They're mostly animal related, like there's crabs and the fish and the piranhas like you were talking about.
Yeah, the caterpillars, and there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, there's some really classic characters that they bring back in later games that all started here.
The wheelie spiky beetles.
Yes. The backgrounds look great in this. Like all the graphics.
I love how the backgrounds are like leveled, so you can. There's like the foreground, background, and the way background, and they kind of move at their own pace, and I really appreciate that. I love when video games do that.
Well, I was noticing, like, in the very first level, like, the clouds are even moving as you're moving, too. And like you said, and as you jump, like, your perspective shifts on the background, too. It's kind of neat. I never really noticed it until I was, like, really trying to analyze it, and I was like, man, a lot of work went into this game. So I'm not completely taking a dump on it, but there's some buggy things that I think got corrected in later games.
Oh, yeah, it's not the best of the series, to say the least.
I will say my least favorite level is the Labyrinth Zone. That's the underwater level. But I got to give them credit because there is so many bubble things in there that you can get air from.
They help you with it. I've only died on the bubbles once, and that was my own fault because I didn't take a breath beforehand.
Yeah. I feel like they were very forgiving, like, hey...
It's because that little fucker... with the red guy with the spiky balls flying around him.
Yes, he's a bastard.
He wouldn't let me get to the bubble. I hate him because of that.
But yeah, it really kind of babies you in this first game. In later games, they're like, fuck you, take your bubble, and you won't have anything until you're like at 1 on the countdown, because Sonic can hold his breath for so long, and then it gives you the 5-second countdown with the music.
Yeah, your only choice is to find a bubble or get to fucking surface.
Yeah. And like I said, I think later games, they were a lot more strict on making you drown more often than this one. I
definitely remember that being way more tense than it was.
Yeah. This one, again, bubbles everywhere, so it was a little easier.
Splish splash, Sonic's taking a bath.
Now, let's talk about the bonus games.
Nausea-inducing bonus games.
You know what? I love the bonus games in this one. It's kind of So there's a lot going on in it. You have to first off, you have to have 50 rings or more when you get to the end of the level, and when you pass the sign, there will be a golden ring floating in the sky. You jump into it, and you go to the bonus level.
It sucks when you miss it.
Yeah, it does. When you run past it, and you're like, "Oh no, there was one right there."
But you have like that quick second to try to run back and get it, but
sometimes you run back and you can see Sonic come back out from behind the screen, and then it turns around because it's like, "Oh, you missed it,"
and then it's over.
But so what you're doing is in this bonus round, you're kind of like a pinball, and the whole screen is rotating, and there's these red fail kind of.
Wait, do you think that's where they got the idea from Sonic Spinball?
Oh, maybe. Possibly.
Hey, this is like pinball, and he's spinning. Let's make a game out of it.
Well, so the screen is tilting, and you have to find the Chaos Emerald, and you have to dodge the little red squares, and there's little R's that you can hit, which will rotate the way the screen is spinning. And there's all kinds of crap moving in the background to try to distract you. Like you said, it's very nauseating if you're not used to it.
Oh, yeah, if you have a few drinks and you play Sonic, avoid getting 50 fucking rings.
That's true. But there's only 6 times you have to beat it to get 6 Chaos Emeralds. So it's not that bad. So there's only 6 special
you have more
levels.
than enough chances to do it.
Right. Because in this game, there are 6 zones with 3 acts each. Except for the final zone, it's just a straight-up boss battle. And like I said, there's the 6 special stages to get the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, Robotnik and his pistons. That bastard. At the end of each stage, or the third stage, you take on Robotnik. He has different forms that he comes in. Sometimes he drops fire on you. He has a wrecking ball like Miley Cyrus.
Or a spike or something. At the
yeah,
bottom
he
of
will
his
just
little...
spike you and try to... That one's the easiest one of them all.
You know, they're all pretty easy. Like, none of them I found were just too tough.
Oh, the last one I hated.
The piston one?
Yeah.
Once I figured out the pattern, I was like, okay, I get how this works. It's easy.
See, I didn't figure out the pattern. Like, I moved whenever they came and just smashed them. But no, it took me quite a few times to get through that one.
It's not really a pattern. It was just, my strategy was, no matter what, dodge, and then immediately jump back at the piston in case he's in one of them. So it's a really, like, probably duh type thing. But even if I wasn't always looking for him, I was just going to jump towards the closest one. And that's kind of how I did it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just sporadic. I'm fucking looking for you, motherfucker, Eggman.
Yeah. So if you get 100 rings, you get an extra life. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So you have a lot of chances to get a lot of extra lives, but you only have 2 continues, I believe.
You get them throughout the levels, so you can get a continue.
Yeah. So did you have to...
Unless you're playing on the PS4 and you can do those good old quick saves.
Yeah, so I forgot that I had the quick save ability and the rewind. I forgot all about the freaking rewind thing.
Oh, I totally forgot about the rewind.
Yeah, so on that SEGA Classics collection, that's, like we said, on the PS4.
You can totally be a fucking dick and, like, rewind if you just fucked up.
Yeah.
Dude, I totally forgot about that.
I did too. And so,
I did not forget about the quick save.
Well, and I got to the last level, and like I said, I had previously played it several months, or when the collection first came out. I don't even remember when that was, but I played the first one, and I had a save state, and I was like, well, I want to see where that is after I beat the game. So I beat the game and then loaded up my save state, and it was the one where I had all the Chaos Emeralds, and I was like, yes. So I didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds this playthrough, but I did several months ago when I played it originally. So... But yeah, you have the rewind feature, and it's very, very helpful.
Yeah, no, it totally is. Like, we were using... I don't know when we played the... What the fuck is that game that we played on here?
Crackdown.
Yes. Crackdown the Smackdown. Take out the drugs.
So how do you think it handles? Like, does it feel tight? Does it feel loose? Like, how do you feel about it?
It felt a little floaty to me at times.
I think so, too.
When you're doing, like, the hard platforming parts, like... This is Sonic. You want to go fast, and like it kind of felt like you're Luigi. You know what I mean? That little floaty jump that he does.
Yeah, from Mario 2.
yeah, it's not totally precise. Like, you get used to it after a while. You can adjust to it for sure. Like, there's no issue with that. But I just found it a little, floaty, the controls.
Yeah.
Like, every time I hit the button worked. Every time I hit, or jump, like, that's the button. Every time I hit down, like, I was spinning to a ball when I needed to. But it's just the jumping that really kind of fucked with me, like, the landing and stuff like that.
It's not like our Capcom games where they have really, like, precise land. Like, where
we just came off playing Mega Man X, and...
Yeah. He
going
sticks
right
his landings.
to this, so.
We like the stick in your landings kind of games. So it's a lot different because Sonic, as soon as you jump up, he might move a little bit. But if you jump with like a Mega Man or even Little Nemo,
when you land, you gotta adjust like left or right just to make sure you're still in that brick. But I do love that animation when you're close to the edge. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Looks like he's tipping over.
There's some really good, really cool things that he does. Like when he's staying still, he checks his watch and taps his foot, I think.
He's like, come on, let's go fast.
Yeah,
I got a blast processor up my ass, let's go.
He's a hedgehog with attitude. But yeah, no, there's a lot of detail.
He's better than
in this
Bubsy.
game. Yeah, oh my god. That is that's very true. You want to talk about the music?
It was okay. I enjoyed the music. It really brought me back to being a child and playing the Sonic games. But they still, like, I was humming the theme songs through at work today when I was playing, so I guess it's pretty good. Like, who cannot forget the dun 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 dun? Just keeps on going on from there.
Yeah, the Green Hill Zone, the very first song.
Oh yeah,
or the
and
intro.
it gets kind of muddy like later on in the game.
And I was thinking that same thing, but I wonder because I like the first two, the Green Hill Zone, the Marble Zone. I like the intro song, but once it got into the later levels, I was like, maybe it's because I didn't play those as much as a kid because, when you're little, you can only get through like the first 2 or 3 levels.
Yeah, so maybe they're not ingrained in our memories as much as we thought they were.
Yeah, so it may be nostalgia, but I really do think the first 2 songs, they're really, really good. And then my least favorite out of all of them was the Labyrinth Zone, the one underwater and everything.
Oh, I hated that one.
And here's the other thing. Each zone, with all 3 acts, plays the same song over and over, which it's a pretty big loop. It's not like you're hearing the same part over and over.
Yeah, no, you're just hearing the same song and that's it. I really wish they kind of mixed it up. You can take the same thing, put a different little spice on it, a little flavor.
Yeah.
And change it up just a little bit. But they didn't do that.
Now, I do like Robotnik's music, like the boss music. I think that's really fun. Like, it does feel like, oh shit, here's the boss. I gotta fight him, and this is gonna mean war, even though it's only like...
Time ready to jump off some platforms and avoid some spiky balls.
Yeah, you hit him 6 or 7 times before you just destroy him, and then you get to save your friends from the capsule. What is that thing that he's got him in? Like, it's like a little Death Star.
That's definitely a capsule.
You jump on it and all the animals jump out.
Yeah, it's like you jump on it, you hit the plunger, and then fucking animals explode out of it everywhere. Like, how does that explosion not kill all those animals that are in that capsule?
I have no idea.
Because if we did that in real life, let's just say we took a big barrel, we put a plunger on top. You jumped on that plunger and hit it, and you have the animals inside. You know what's going to happen, folks. It's not going to be good.
Well, what did you think of the sound effects and everything? Like this.
I love the sound effects.
And when you jump on them. Yeah.
And then hitting the rings. Ding, 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 ding. Love it. Nostalgic. Ringtone worthy.
There's something satisfying about the pop noise when you jump on an enemy. And then even the noise when you hit Robotnik, it sounds
boom,
like
boom.
It really does sound like you're messing up his machine, or that he's flying around in when you're hitting
his mean beam machine.
I got a little fun fact before I get into the major fun facts. Apparently, and I don't remember where I read this or heard this, but supposedly like they had a bunch of free space on the cartridge. So that's why they put the SEGA at the very beginning, and it took up like an eighth of the cartridge just for that sound clip alone.
And that's fucking nostalgia. They put that on everything, don't they?
I don't know.
Or is it just this game?
See, I don't know. I can't remember but I feel like it was on a lot of games, especially the Sonic games. But now I'd have to go back and check.
So, like, that's the one big memory when I play a Sega game. It was a Sega. Maybe it was just a Sonic.
Yeah, I don't know. But do you have anything else you want to say about the music and the sound effects and stuff like that? What was your least favorite? Do you have one?
No, I said the Labyrinth,
Oh,
just
okay.
like you.
Yeah, that one's
Terrible.
garbage.
Absolutely garbage. I wish it would drown in water, which you could if you don't get the bubbles in time.
Okay, how about some fun facts?
I'd love to hear some fun facts. I heard one already. Let's hear several more. Welcome to Fun Facts with Toby.
So I've got more than just several fun facts, so get ready, because I'm about to,
Lay us a smackdown on your Sonic asses.
Yep. So, first off, this game is about $5 loose, and about $12 with the clam case and the manual and everything, so...
That's not a bad price
No,
for
and it's on 1,000 different
a
collections.
decent game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy this game pretty much anywhere.
So, if...
I'm pretty sure you can get a tattoo and play it on there. That's how widely available it is.
Yeah, it's going to get to the point one day. So, like I was saying earlier, Sega wanted a mascot to show off their speed on the Genesis and Mega Drive for everyone else that's not in North America. Sonic's original name was Mr. Needlemouse.
Needle Mouse?
Mr. Needlemouse.
What I'm picturing in my head right now is a mouse with, like, hypodermic needles sticking out of his back.
Well, he is a hedgehog, so that's what they were. I don't know, Mr. Needlemouse. So his shoes.
I'd much rather be reviewing Mr. Needle Mouse. Mouse. That's hard to say. That's a mouthful.
You were close.
So his shoes were inspired by Michael Jackson's. They wanted it to look like Michael Jackson's black boot with the belt on it. Do you know what I'm talking about? The real classic Michael Jackson look.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's on the bad cover.
King of Pop.
But they didn't want to do black, and I think the designer said something about how he loved Santa Claus or something like that. So the red is based off of Santa Claus, basically. So
that's kind of weird.
It's a mixture of Michael Jackson and Santa Claus.
Hey, they both love children.
Oh, no.
That's true.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, there you go. Thank you. So, Sonic's attitude was supposed to be from Bill Clinton, since Clinton would take action right away.
Thank God not Bill Cosby.
Yeah, then we'd have more issues with this character already. So his name came from supersonic speed, and his color was supposed to reflect the Sega logo, so now that's why he's blue, and that's why his name is Sonic, because he's fast. The Sonic team was afraid that North America wasn't familiar enough with hedgehogs and tried to add all kinds of things to spice up his character. So, like, originally he was going to have a band with him, and he had fangs, and there was a couple other things. Luckily, there was an American artist that got the original drawings and decided that he didn't need the band, he didn't need the fangs, and they apparently had him looking really anime looking, and she redesigned him to give him what we know today as Sonic.
Yeah, the cute chibi look.
Yeah. Sonic also had a busty blonde girlfriend named Madonna, who was eventually scrapped, but she kind of looked like a
virgin. Hey, Sonic touched me for the very first time.
Yeah.
On my brass ring.
So she kind of looked like Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like with the red dress and everything, but just a blonde. So, yeah. Check it out. Sonic.
Hello, nurse.
Yeah, Sonic almost had a babe.
Oh, those furries got all the babes.
Sega bundled Sonic the Hedgehog with the console the Christmas of the year that it came out, and they lowered the price to beat out the Nintendo sales that holiday.
Good luck.
Yeah, which they did. They were able to grab a big margin of the console sales that year. Dr. Robotnik was modeled after the 26th President Theodore Roosevelt, and he was actually going to be the mascot for Sega. They had several different characters that they were going to use as the mascot.
I fucking love to see like a new Sonic versus Trump.
Well, get this. So Robotnik was going to have like pajamas on and like one of those long pajama hat things. And I don't know what his character was going to do, but it kind of looks cool.
Kind of like Naruto.
Maybe.
Naruto wears a you don't watch Naruto.
Nope.
He wears a pajama hat with a big long thing coming down.
Yeah.
Kind of like Santa Claus.
Yeah, go look at, if you ever get a chance, go look at the sketches for that, because it's actually kind of cool, and I bet it would have made a pretty cool game. But it kind of looks like a Mario ripoff, which is funny because Sonic's main villain has a big mustache, kind of like Mario.
Kind of more like Wario's.
Yeah, it's bigger, but I'm just saying.
Or Waluigi.
So the soundtrack that we were talking about a minute ago was scored by a Japanese pop group called Dreams Come True, and I think they did.
Oh, shit! Really?
Yeah, they did work on the other.
I'm the biggest fan.
Come on now. I think they did work on the other Sonic games as well, and maybe some other video games. The real names of the developers were not used in the end of the game because they didn't want other companies trying to recruit them or something crazy like that. But
they do that with a lot of the game developers and everyone that worked on the game. They give them a lot of secret names, so people can't take them away.
Well, apparently, and I didn't double check this, but one of the developers snuck a code into the game to where you could change certain text white and it would show up on the black screen of their real names so they could get the credit that they were deserved. So
rightfully so. If you work very hard on something, you want to get the credit you deserve.
Yep. Sonic the Hedgehog was the first video game character to have a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade float balloon, and it popped on a light post because the winds were crazy that day. So
super fast?
He went super fast into the light post and super fast when he went
I wish it was like an instantaneous, like he's just
big
gone.
Pop.
That everyone's covered in blue, like, no, Sonic blood!
Sonic made his first appearance before his own video game. He was
the plumber in Donkey Kong.
No. He was in the 1990 arcade racer Rad Mobile as an air freshener that hung from the rearview mirror. So
that's awesome.
You can see his little character. It's funny. Dr. Robotnik, like you were saying earlier, is Eggman in the Japan version. Sega Japan and Sega America couldn't agree until the Dreamcast game, Sonic Adventure, that Dr. Robotnik would be permanently known as Eggman. So it took a bunch of years before Sega America was like, okay, fine, he's Eggman. I think the way they tried to do it for the North American releases was say that his name is Dr. Ivan Eggman Robotnik. Like, Eggman is his nickname, but his real name is Dr. Ivo, or what is it, Ivan?
I have no clue, sir.
Anyways, I feel like I read something that they tried to kind of do that so they don't have to take away his whole entire history of being Robotnik or Eggman or whatever. Anyways, there are 2 different cartoon series based on Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm talking Saturday morning cartoons. Actually, there's 3 if we're gonna get technical.
I like the one that was on Fox. That was good.
There's one that's real campy, and it's called Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And then there was the second one that had a more serious tone to it called Sonic the Hedgehog. And I don't really like counting this one because it's not like the games at all, but it's called Sonic Underground. and it's like a retelling, and Sonic has a brother and a sister, and they're in a band, and they're freedom fighters, and
Yo, fuck you. I like that show.
I watched it so much when I was a kid, and I hated when they started playing music. I was like, just do the Sonic stuff. Don't play music. Sonic stuff.
No, I was like, give me more of the songs. I'm going to hit a bong right now.
So that The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, that's the real campy one. That's the one that I liked growing up.
I'm waiting.
They also had a comic book series for it.
Sonic's the Hedgehog, man.
I hate that hedgehog.
Well, that cartoon was the first one out of all of them. It came out after Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in 1993 and ran for 65 episodes, plus a pilot, plus a special. There was plenty of Sonic in the in 93 to like 95 or 6.
There was one that was out recently, too. I forget what it was called.
Sonic Boom.
Yes.
Yep, that's one of the more recent ones. I haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet.
I watched that with Zim and Jenny. It was great.
I was thrown off by Knuckles being really buff or big or whatever. He looks really funny in it for some reason.
Hey man, don't make fun of buff people. Not buff people, buff people.
I'll make fun of butt people all day.
So will I, but buff people, you know what? They probably kick our ass, so let them be.
And my last fun fact is special just for you. U.S. Gold.
Is it about butt people?
No, it's not about butt people. It's about U.S. Gold. They got the rights to make the Sonic games for the Amiga. The ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64, and a few other systems, but they were just never released. I don't know what the deal is on that, but apparently there were plans to release them on all those systems. So you almost got your Amiga release on this.
See, I didn't even mention that this time around. In my subconscious, I knew this was coming.
You failed your own joke. Every episode, he tries to see if it's on Amiga, and the one time he didn't ask. Now that I'm out of fun facts.
That was a lot of fun facts. Thank you. I feel enlightened now, intelligent.
Yeah, about the Sonic franchise.
Exuberant.
But you know what time it is, right?
It's time to rage.
Oh, come on!
Okay, so this is our patented rage meter. We give a score of 1 to 10 of how pissed off this game makes us.
How rage-induced we get.
So, I think I want to go first on this one, because the last episode, you said I was looking down at your scores, because you would say a number, and then I'd be like, oh... And you thought I was looking out, and then I'd give about the same score, and you'd be like, what the hell? So I'm going first, so you can't feel offended by my noises.
Well, I'm going to make you feel my pain, then.
So, Rage Meter, I'm going to only give this a 5. And I wanted to give it lower, but as we discussed, some of the hit detections are wonky. Some of the jumping off of surfaces when it's kind of like a wavy, it's supposed to be flat, but it's a little bit wavy and you kind of jump funny. That irritates me. It's just a few things that just really, really irritate me. And when you play a Sonic game, you have it in your head that you're gonna go fast. The first level or two, yeah, you can go kind of fast, but after that, it starts slowing down until you get to the pinball type of level where you've got the bumpers and everything. And, it speeds up a little bit.
That's a hard X.
Do what?
Going to give it to you. It's like, nope.
I feel like you can kind of go fast in that level, but as soon as you start going fast, there's a spike ball, and you get hit. So you have to slow down. You get forced to slow down quite a bit.
Everywhere.
So I'm going to give it a 5 because I just know what later games do, and I'm not trying to compare it to the other games. I'm trying to keep an individual review on this, but I just know, like, you can go faster in the other games. So I'm going to stick with a 5. What do you got, Goobs?
I'm going to give it a 6.
Ooh.
I got a little frustrated in later levels of this game, just how slow it became. It's like, trying to make this big jump right now. Oh, look, something jumped in my way. Now I'm dead. And now I gotta start all over again. Thank God for those quick saves. So if we didn't have that, I'd probably be giving this a 10 right now because my Sonic skills are very loose at this point. I'm more of a Mario, Mega Man kind of guy. I'm not a SEGA man, let's be honest here. SEGA is a lot of fun. Had the system as a kid growing up, but I'm way more of a Nintendo guy at this point in my life. And the floaty controls, like you land on a block, like, oh, I got this. Whoop, slide off. Whoa, shit, now you're in spikes or off the fucking map completely and you're dead. Find that a little bit frustrating. 6.5.
Damn you, Sonic. I forgot to mention, like, especially...
I kind of look like Eggman at this point in my life, so...
So 7.
Whoa. You can't raise my score.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not
Back to a 6. Just because you jumped in.
I did want to add, in that pinball level, there's these spike balls that go in the circles around the half-pipe looking thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, totally.
I feel like you get...
One goes slow and one goes fast.
Yes, and I feel like it's just a trap. Like, it's not even a fair trap. Like, I understand games having unfair parts in them, but this one just seems like, okay, I'm about to get hit no matter what I do.
Speaking of unfair traps, the Labyrinth, the underwater one, when you go and jump on that one platform and just like, whoop, raises right up on you, you're like, what the fuck? Raises you right in the spikes, like, you little fucking cocksucker. Why are you doing this one right now? 7.
I'm going to leave mine at a 5 because a lot of the stuff...
You're coming up. You just got mad.
5.5. How about that?
I'll give you an extra 0.5 of an inch.
I just hate that there's a lot of spots that you get stuck or, you know, again, the speed thing, you can't build up your speed to get up a slope or something. It's stupid. But yeah, I think that's it for the rage meter, right?
Oh, definitely. That's done. I'm over with it. I'm done with Sonic.
Well, before we're done, let's go ahead and give it a rating. Our rating from 1 to 10. If we love the game, it's a 10. If we absolutely hated it, it's a 1. So where do you land from our 1 to 10 scale, Goobs? Actually, I'll go first again so you can't say that I'm mocking your score.
I ain't gonna mock yours, so...
I'm going to go with a 7.5. I really enjoyed this game. I feel like it's a very great start to the series. I don't remember the hype for it because I was only 5 when this game came out. No, 91. I was 3 when this game came out, so I don't know what the hype was comparing it to the Super Mario games. I know that this game came out as the Super Mario 3 came out in North America. Like, I think Super Mario 3 had been out for several months when this came out, so that's what it was competing with. And then a few months after Sonic came out is when Super Mario World came out in North America. So I don't know how that all worked out, you know, with the hype and everything. I think it's a good game. Maybe it's because I know how much better the later games are, but I don't think that you should just totally skip this game. I think it's still a good time. It's slow. It's just slow, and when you play the other games, they're fast. So it's kind of weird to step back and play this one. So 7.5. That's what I'm sticking with. Goobs, what do you got?
I will give it a 7. A little bit below yours. It's the starting of a great franchise. Everyone loves Sonic. Everyone loves the blue Hedgehog. She runs super fast. This game was just like starting off like how we were in our early episodes. Starting off to be something great. We're destined for greatness, just like Sonic. And we have our little red shoes on right now because we're going to be just as fast and as growing as Sonic is. But yeah, there's a little hindering in this game. Like you said, the slowness at some points, just like, it's not really where this franchise wanted to be at this time. But it's still a great game. The music is kind of okay. It's like the first few levels, but it kind of, I don't know, it gets to you after you're playing it 3 times in a row, and if you died as much as me in the later parts of the game, it really drags on you. But they have the character design is flawless. The speed is kind of there, but not really. The boss battles, I wish they would kind of switch it up. You're fighting Dr. Robotnik or Eggman every time. You switch it up every so often. Get a little spiky, like you said. But, yeah, I'll give it a solid 7.
You know, and I really do think that all they did was improve on this formula. You know, they got cooler level designs, they got better music, they added stuff that Sonic can do, like the spin, or in some of the game, in like 3, he's got different like shields. He's got the fire shield.
Then they added Knuckles, and that changed everything.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that the platforming games like those 3 Sonic games, Sonic Mania, those are great. If you get a chance to play Sonic Mania and you like the Sonic games, I highly recommend it. I had a
Sonic's a great game and great character, but I don't know, the first one has a little something lacking, but they pick it up later in the series.
Yeah, I feel like when we review the second one, it's going to get a lot higher than the 7.5 that I gave it, just because they really stepped up their game and realized, okay, this is what we did, this is what we can improve. And I think a lot of stuff was improved in the second one.
Oh, most definitely.
But, I don't know, is that all we got?
I'm still left with a case of blue balls.
Finish him.
All right, Goobs. How about we plug our stuff, our other projects that we have going?
If you want to see some of the greatest action in the square circle, you can go to Twitter and check out Derailed Wrestling, and that gives us a good link to get to our YouTube page, and you can watch the greatest SmackDown of all Smackdowns. We have tons of great people in there. We make our own universe. We make our own creations. We do some decent commentary at best. And you know what? You'll have a great time watching it, because who doesn't love some wrestling in their lives? And some great storylines, too. Go there and check it out. Toby's in there. I'm in there. A lot of great podcasters. All the somebodies are pretty much in there. And we're all causing some havoc. And you know what? I hear a train coming in. Toot. You can jump on that, and you can join the Derailers at the Derailers podcast on Twitter with my wonderful wife Jenny B and my best friend Ripkin. We take a different topic every week, break it down the best we can, and spin off of that. There's tons of great random conversation between 3 great friends, and who knows where we're gonna go, because we certainly don't. And also, there's a random box of random on there. Share the random ramblings with Rob. That's hard to say right now, but I did it. Congratulations to me. Toby, what about you, good sir?
Well, you can catch me on the Secret Transmission podcast, where we take a satire look at all things strange, like conspiracies, cryptozoology, alien abduction cases, serial killers, and just some strange history. And you can find us on all the major podcasting platforms, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Transpod. But more importantly, the Secret Levels podcast is also on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Levels Pod. So make sure you're following us. And we also have a Facebook page. Please go follow it, like it, or whatever it is that you do on Facebook. We also have a group called Secret Levels Group, where you can chit-chat video games and some of our episodes. And we're soon going to be doing a video game of the month, where you, if you're in the group,
the loyal listeners of the Secret Levels,
you will be able to pick which game we are going to play. You can pick a good game, you can pick a crappy game, but there's going to be
multiple choices.
A poll. Yeah, there's going to be a poll for everyone to pick and pick our poison for us.
Give us something good, give us something bad. We'll take whatever you have to give us.
We're going to start this after the new year, so be on the lookout for that, but you got to go follow that group.
And if you also want to wear some wonderful wares that we have for you to put on your chest, you can go to www.tpublic.com/user/secret levels. You get one of our great design t-shirts and put it on your chest. Show that you love the retro podcast review show that is known as Secret Levels.
Yes. We have lots of designs, lots of parody designs of some of your favorite and classic games, such as Mega Man designs.
Don't report us or else I'll use my Mega Buster on your ass.
Yeah, don't report us. We got Grand Theft Auto. There's an X-Men one. I don't know why, but I made an X-Men looking one. So yeah, go check them out.
X-Men's a video game.
And,
It's
support
great.
the show.
Get 4 friends and play it.
Yeah. The arcade one?
Hell yeah. Review that one day. Hello. Welcome to Kentucky McBurger Bell. How may I help you?
Yeah, I need to get a chili dog with extra chili and cheese.
That's very high pitched and I don't like the sound of your voice, but we don't sell that here.
Well, what do you mean? Everywhere should have chili dogs. What do you sell then?
We do not have any of those items here besides burgers, cheeseburgers, and fries.
What?
No chili.
Well, no chili. What am I supposed to order then?
Cheeseburgers, burgers, and fries.
Fine. Give me a cheeseburger and fries. I'm waiting.
I haven't even put the order in yet, man. Come on.
Okay, listen, sir. You are trying to slow me down just like the stupid Sonic 1 games.
Game over, folks.